Hello, this is Vicpiano and welcome to music production with FL Studio. So this class is for if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate, if you're a professional, you can learn one or two things. And I'm going to go from the scratch to the top. Yeah, so everything about FL Studio. At the end of this class, you should be able to produce something that sounds like this. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want to play the whole beat, you understand? So don't forget to like and subscribe because it's going to be a very interesting class. So I'm going to start this music production with FL Studio. Don't forget to check my other videos like song recording with Cubase, music production with Cubase also. You can check that, but this is very essential, especially for beats making and whatever thing you want to do with it. So I'm going to go straight to the point. The first thing you want to do, we're just gonna do a quick here. The first thing you want to do here is to load up your FL Studio. After you're done installing, and please, I'll, I want to apologize for the noise in the background. You understand? To try and manage it a little. It's coming from my end. Okay, so you have your FL Studio ready. FL Studio on your screen, like you've loaded, you've installed it. So the next thing is to switch it on. If you don't have FL Studio, you can send me a message. My number is right there on the screen, and you get the FL Studio. You get the version I have, and I can send it to you. It's not for free, please, because this is a paid version, so it's not for free. So I'll give that to you. You can also download it if you want, but if you don't have the main version, you may not be able to export files or save files, and that can be really frustrating, going through a lot of creativity only not for you to save, or only not for you to be able to save, you understand? So straight up, once you load your FL Studio, where should you go to? First of all, I'm going to show you around the FL Studio so you know what's up with the FL Studio. First thing I'm going to show you is this window here. So this is called your I'm going to call it information window. So this is called your information window. Now, why is it called an information window? It's anything you touch, it's just going to tell you what it is. Like I'm touching here and it's showing me what it is at this point. So when I touch here, you look at the information window, this is showing this is play, this is the play button, this is the stop button, record buttons, tempo, it shows you everything. So that's, it's called your information window. So now this is now when you come here, let's start with this is divided into 1 2 3 4 4 spaces. Now yours might be shifted, like you can move from one point to another. Like I can move this guy down. Let's say I want to move this guy, I can drag this guy to the side, you see. So depend on the way yours is looking, but they are all the same, so you just pay attention to how it is. So now when you come here, let's start with this window. We have 1 2 3 4. I'm going to explain it. So let's start with 1. So this is your metronome. This is your metronome. One metronome does that it gives you a count, like it's more like a timer for you, and it's a good timer. If I switch it on, it's going to sound like this. You see the way it's sounding. Now you can actually change the sound of metronome. So I'm just showing you around the interface of FL Studio. You can change it to a hi-hat, a tick, a bell, and a cowbell. Let's take it to a tick and see how it sounds. So you see, but I think I prefer it to be a tick. Then the next thing you have is wait for input to play. What it does is that you play, if you click it on, you start playing before it will start recording. Then this is a countdown. Maybe you want to do a record, you want there to be a countdown, maybe 1 2 3 go, then it starts recording. So that is what it does. Now if you click, if you click left click on it, you see it shows that you've unclicked it. If you click again, it's showing this orange color that you've clicked on it. So and that's how it works. Then you have your blend recording. For now, blend and loop recording are not useful for you. So when you come down here, you have your song and pattern mode. So it switches between your song and pattern mode. If it's coloring yellow, it is your pattern mode. If it's coloring ash, it is your it is your and this thing playlist mode. You understand? It is your playlist mode. You can see here it is your playlist mode. That's your song mode. Then you come here, this play button. Basically what we are doing is showing here. Then this is a record button. This is record button. I'm going to show you how to run through all this as we keep going. You understand? When you're going to learn how to create beats, loops, learn how to record. So this is going to be interesting. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't be in a hurry, take it step by step. Get a book, get a pen. You can always watch and rewatch, watch and rewatch. It's a very interesting lesson. So the next window we have here, this is typing keyboard to piano. Now if you activate this with your left click, you can actually play keyboard on your piano. For example, let me load the plugin here and I'm going to press. See, so what I'm doing is, because of this is activated, I'm pressing the keyboard on my laptop and I'm able to use this. So if you switch that off, you won't be able to use it. So that's how it works. Then the next one, you have a scroll each time timers, you have multi-link controller. You don't really need those step editing, enable node grip. I think you can activate that if you switch off. Then this line, this place, this is called main snap. That on this place, when you click on it, it's always online. Most times it can be on none. If you left click on it, it's going to show you line, cell, none, rest. Everything here has, this is where you set your bars, you set your tempo, you set your beats, you set your bars. So you see it already has 1/6, 1/4, 1/3 beat. It has beat bar, it has steps. I'm going to explain this in detail later, but I'm just giving you the interface of how it works. So you remember, before you make a beat, you should always, after you know the tempo of the kind of beat you want to make, the next thing you should know is what time signature are you making. So I'm going to talk about time signature later, and you can do your research on time signature. So this is where every time signature is, and you can also use this for your copying. There's a lot of tricks to this, but this is very, very important. You find yourself coming to this window every time. So let's go to the third window here. So this is the song position, which displays the timing. It displays the timing, you understand. This displays the timing. For example, if I click play, you see it's showing you the seconds, it's showing the timing. So you know how long a song is by here. If it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's going to show you. And pattern, it's just like your houses, different houses you're building. So you can do pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3. You can just roll up your stuff, or you left click and drag up. So you can do as much as you can think of. Too many patterns you can create. Whoa, I just clicked something. Okay, as much as you can think of. You see, this is about, I'm going to 300, 400, as much as you can think of. So what you should understand about music production and FL Studio is, anything you can imagine, you can bring it to life. That's how it works. Anything you can imagine, you can bring it to life. Now, on the next thing, so this pattern is more like, I'm going to go detailed anyways. I'm going to go detailed, but just know this is pattern. Pattern is just like your house, you understand? Like your house, when you build a house. So you can build plenty houses. So that's just the literal, the easiest way to explain. So let's go to the fourth window. So this is your monitor. It shows you, okay, the waveform of the general sound you have. Then here is showing you, also it's just your monitor, master monitor is showing you. Then this other place, this one here is showing you the CPU load. You see, so the CPU load currently showing you how many MB your laptop or your computer is using. Then this one is to undo. This is when you want to undo, but practically you might not need that, because you can also do Ctrl Z or Ctrl Z to undo. So now when you come down here, the first thing you see is playlists, the second thing you see is channel rack, The third thing you see is piano roll. I'm going to go in details. I'm just trying to let you know the interface. The fourth thing you see is plugin. The next thing you see is browser. So browser window, you should understand. This is the browser window. Yeah, this is a browser window. And then the next one you see is mixer. This is mixer. I'm going to go in details what all these function. Then the next one you have your project picker, practically useless for you for now. Then you have your plugin database. So this is your plugin database here. If you right click, if you left click, it's going to show you. And this is all. When you click all, if you come down here, it's divided into their different categories. So if you come to distortion, it shows you the one that I bought. I'm going to go in details later as we keep progressing. I just want to show you around FL Studio. Then the last one here is your tempo tapper. This is your tempo tap. So you use it to set your tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. You set your tempo. Then tempo tapper is different from tempo. It's different from metronome. So I'm going to explain all these and their functions as we keep going. Here you have your channel rack. Channel rack is just like this is your pattern. For example, this is pattern, and whatever thing you're going to build on this pattern, you have to do them on the channel rack. When you do them on this channel rack, it reflects on the pattern. Then you come back to your plugin database. This left hand side where you have your plugin, this is where you have your browser window. You understand? So browser window, you can still find plugins and the rest. You have packs and the rest. This is it about FL Studio. So this is just everything. This is the interface, getting to know about the interface. But if you're confused, you can always click or just move your mouse to any point, and on your left hand side on your browser window is going to show you this is what it works. Now let's go in details. In detail, explaining every single thing about what I just showed you. Okay, I forgot to show you this. This is to minimize. If you click here, you minimize, and you click back. You get there. Now this is to quit. If you want to close FL Studio, you click X. You do what you want to do, and you're done. So you have 5. You have edit, add. If you click add, maybe you want to add a channel, or you click effect, you click view. You have patterns. Basically, I'm just going to show you how it works though. So you have MIDI settings and the rest here. You have tools. I'm just going to show you how those work. Then let's get in details to how it works. There are too many things to learn, but I'm going to try to break it down, you know, so that we can start making our first beats, stroke instrumental right away. You don't need a keyboard. You don't need to be a master of keyboard. I'm going to show you that right away. But first, the main time, let's come to this window. This is the 4th window here. The first thing you have is, okay, the first thing you see on your screen most times is a channel rack. So what you do is go to your file, go to file, then click on new from templates, then click on minimal, then click on empty, click empty. I'll go again, file, there's new, don't click on new, just go for new from templates, go to minimal, then click on empty. I like it to be on empty. Then you click no if it's telling you to save anything. I like it to be on empty so that I can create sounds from scratch. Understand? You can see other templates here to create your files. You know, some of this, if you put something like this basic, it's going to already put a kick and the rest. But no, let's work with empty and explore our creativity. So now this is called channel rack. What is channel rack? Channel rack, this is where you align your sounds. This is where you align your sounds to build something, to make up something. So this is where you align individual sounds to make a collective sound. I'm going to go more details, so just take it like that. Channel rack is where you align individual sounds to make a collective sound. You understand? Then pattern. Pattern is where you collectively, pattern is like a section of sounds, or section of sound. Let's say if you have memory bank, you have bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. So pattern is just like a memory of a particular channel rack. So if you've done something on this channel rack on pattern 1, you can decide to do pattern 2 on another channel rack. I'll explain this in details, but just know that channel pattern is the collective memory of anything that is done on this channel rack. Then the next thing you have, okay, this is channel rack, and this is where you can activate it. Then you have playlists. This is playlists. So if you click on it, you can zoom here, minimize. So playlist is this is where you construct your, this is where you pattern your song. Playlist, this is where you arrange your song. If you want your song, how you want your song to be, you know, just like playlist. Let's say pattern is the building, you have a compound, and pattern is the building. Playlist is the compound. Playlist is the, like, the land. Let's say you bought a land. Playlist is the land you bought. Pattern is the houses. So if you build flat 1, you go and you build flat 2, where are you going to put all of them? You're putting them in your land. That is the compound. So that is what happens to playlist. So after building several patterns, you now come to playlist and you arrange them. So playlist is where you arrange your patterns to make sense. There's too many functions about playlist, but just take it like that. I've used the land and the house there. Then channel rack is in the house. Now, you know, pattern is the house, but channel rack are those things that make up the house. Like you have your blocks, your paint, your cement, your table, chair design, interior design. All those things are what are found in channel rack. Then you use all those things to create pattern, which is the house. Then you arrange those house in your playlist. Take that for now. As you keep progressing, you understand more. Then the next one is okay, on playlists. In going details on playlists, when you come to playlist here, you see this snap to grid. When you come here, remember, anything you click here, the information is there on the information window. Very important. Now this is snap grid. Click it, make sure it's always on main. Make sure you put it on main. Next thing you have is draw. You have paint, you have delete, you have mute, you have sleep, you have slice, select, zoom, playback. So these functions are very essential. As you keep going, you find out what they do. Then you have track here, you have track 2, track 3, track 4. You can actually do it if you click on right click here. You can rename, auto rename. You can even change the color of whatever. Let's say I want to change the color of this. Change, so you can change the color if you want it to be colorful. So there are lots of things you can do on this playlist, but basically the playlist, what it does is you use this to arrange your patterns that you've already created to make sense. Okay, so the next in line, is your piano roll. So this is piano roll. If you see, playlist does not have piano here, but if you see, this is playlist. If I click on playlist, you see track 2, 3. But on piano roll, you're going to see a piano here. So piano roll is like a more editing platform for your packs or for your played sound. So piano roll is an in-depth editing platform to go further in editing of any of your sounds. So any sound you load on this your channel rack, of course channel rack is where you load your sound, you can now use piano roll to further edit it. As we keep going, I'm going to show you the practical aspect of this. I'm just going more detailed. Remember, the first thing I did was to I showed you the interface, but now I'm going more detailed about it. Then we'll start getting practical. You see how this works better. So on piano roll 2, you still have everything you have there on the playlist, but there are two different things. You understand? So you understand better once you start doing something. Now the next one is your plugin picker. Yeah, okay, this is your browser window. Okay, browser window. So in this browser window, you see your plugin database, your backup, you see packs and the rest. So I'm going to give you, this is packs. Now there's a difference between packs and plugin, which I'm going to explain after now. There's plugin database here. This is plugin. Okay, sorry, this project, this is plugin database. These are plugins. There's a difference between plugin and pack. I'll take that. Then this is your mixer. This is your mixer. This is around the close to 90 something channel, I think 99 channel mixer. Wow. So music production, whatever sound you have on your channel rack, you have to assign them to your mixer so that you can mix them properly to have a sound. There's something called mixing and mastering. There's mixing. So after creating the sound, you have to mix. If you use a snare and the snare is sounding kum, you say you don't like the way the snare sound, you can actually mix it to sound very well. So on the mixer, this is the master channel. The master channel, yeah. Then this is where you insert effects for your master channel. So there is plugin, and then you have your tempo tap. What it does is if you do a song, you want to do a song like I just wanna love you, 1 2 3 4, you want to know what tempo is that, so you do it, I just wanna love you. So you now know this particular song falls around 66. That's the tempo of the song. What it does, tempo tapper makes it easier for you to set the tempo of the song, so it automatically do it here, or you can just adjust it manually till you get what you want to get. Remember to play, then adjust manually till it fits the tempo you want. Sometimes the tempo tapper can be a little bit faster than you or slower than you. You can just adjust it. It depends on your accuracy when hitting it. So that is it for how it works. Now I'm going to give you a brief description. There's something called plugin and there's something called packs. If you come to your left hand side, you're going to see packs here. If you have your FL Studio, you see packs. So we are using stock plugins to create whatever thing we want to create. So these are packs. So packs, you see drums. Packs are made up of drums, percussions, and the likes. Mostly packs are on electronic instruments. You understand? Packs are just drums and percussions most times. Then plugins are electronic instruments most times. Plugins and packs are not applications, but plugins are applications that can be installed or that are installed. So you see it most times, but nevertheless, just take it simple. Packs are not electronic. Packs consist of drums, you see percussions, kicks, and the rest, while plugins consist of mostly electronic sounds like piano, guitar, bass, lead, so but now in this world, music production has evolved right now. So right now you can still see some packs having guitar sound as wave and the rest. They are you now see guitar wave packs. You see different packs of electronic sound, but generally that's a way for you to differentiate between packs and plugin. Now the most easiest way for you to get a plugin, just you see a plus sign here on your channel rack. If you click on it, it shows you every single plugin. So this shows you every single plugin. It's very short form. Just click plus, it shows you every single plugin on FL Studio. Now you can actually install yours and load them. Like I've installed Purity, I've installed Hypersonic, but the rest and the funniest thing is that it groups the plugin to their categories. This is for drums, so you have different drum plugins. You have this. Let's see keys, FL keys, just here. If you click FL keys, it's going to load. So this is it. Then let's load another plugin. Let's say GMS. So you see, so every plugin has a different design. They all have different designs, but there is one thing that is common in the plugin. There is somewhere you must see a category of sounds. Like for here, for GMS, I just came here, click basis, and you see a category of sounds. Plugins are just like your electronic piano you have maybe in church or in the club. Electronic piano, when you're playing, if you have a piano, you will see categories of different voices. You see lead, you see pad, you see guitar, you see different sound. That is the same way plugin works. So just anytime you view a plugin, you view it like a piano, an electronic piano, where it has different sounds. So what you now have to ask, as we have different type of piano, that is how we have different type of plugin and different type of designs. So plugins have their different design, but what you must find common is that they all have where you can check for categories. So if you come here, Okay, if you come here, the easiest way to do it is to come to this point here, click on it, then you're going to see, come to presets. But if you can't find presets here, if you can't find anything, if you see something like randomize and matrix display, then it means you have to find the plugin category around the site. So for here is the base. Once you click this bank here, it show you all the categories. So this is for base, different kind of base. If you click here, this is different type of lead. This is pad. So depending on how you want to get creative on it. Now let's look at FL Keys. Now FL Keys is a plugin that has only piano sounds. Now if you come to presets, okay, on this preset it's showing you the preset it has. So you see, so every plugin has their own make. If you come here, let's say Harmless, it's also a plugin. You see, now you now say, okay, where do I see the category for this plugin? Remember, come here, go to presets. You see, preset shows you every single this, but if you can't find it on the preset, it means there's a way to look for it around there. Now this is a very nice plugin too. Let's look for another plugin, Citrus. Click on here again, then you go to presets. You see, so preset is the sharp way for you to actually get the categories of plugins. So if you come to Cyrus, for example, you see they are categorized and further broken down. You have the bass, you have your bell, drum, so it's easy for you to look for the sound you want in creating what you want to do. So these are plugins. Why packs are electronic sounds? For example, if you come here and you look for packs, this packs, you go to drum, for example, you see cymbal, hi-hats, kicks, percussions, snares. So if you open cymbals, for example, you see say different type of cymbals. You choose the one that suits yourself. Eventually packs come in wave form. So this is hi-hat. So it's a different types of hi-hat. I have packs that I've downloaded on my own that you can get you so exhausted, you understand. Like, let me show you a pack I did here. So this is blues, for example. Okay, batteries, let's see drums, then let's see clap. So these are claps. These are my own claps I have installed. You see they are unending, so you keep searching till you get what you want. So I have these tons and tons. If you want more packs, because packs define sound, but for now you shouldn't be concerned with more packs. You can actually use your default packs here. This is packs to create what you want to create. So this is it. If you come to kick, and if you watch, most of the sounds are electronic, and on electronic instrument. Why? For plugins, they are electronic instruments. So if you want to look for anything like drum, kick, hi-hat, with your mind, percussions, your mind should go to packs. Then if you want to look out for anything like piano, guitar, and the rest, your mind should go for plugins. Now plugins are divided into two. They have generator plugins and effect plugins. Now everything you use to create your sound right now are generator plugins. That's what you do. So these are generator plugins. Now effect plugins are plugins that are used for mixing and mastering. So you can only find an effect plugin in your mixer. This is your mixer. So if you come to slots, this is your slots. If you click on it, so these are effect plugins. This is where you now have your delay, your reverb, your fruity bank. You have everything there. You have your EQ, equalizer. Let's load an equalizer. You see, so this is an equalizer. All these are what you're going to learn to do. This is interesting. So if you like this class, please don't forget to like and subscribe, give me a follow, and don't forget to share this video too. This is masterclass. This is music production with FL Studio, and we are starting from the top to the end. So please follow to the end. You're going to enjoy this. So this is it. So these are effect plugins. Effect plugins are used for mixing and mastering, while generator plugins are used in creating sounds. So get those two different things. You can write them down. So this is it about packs and plugins, and this is how sounds are generated. So let's go something else. Let's look for, this is options. You go to audio settings. You see I'm using FL ASIO. You can also ask you for all. This is my Focusrite driver, that's my sound card. You can get the driver. Now for settings address, you can also send me a message if you have issues with trying to get sounds from your FL Studio. Now if you come to file, don't forget to click it, change this to frequently and every 5 minutes. So basically this is what you just need. And if you want to save a project, there's something you have to look at. This is save. Save is different from export. If you come to export, it's going to show you zip file, WAV file, MP3. The export is more like when you want to burn out the file to be able to play on your phones, your devices, your laptop. Why save is when you want to save the file as a raw file. Now if you click on save, you're going to save the file as an FLP file, and it's going to show something like this. It's not going to, but if you click on MP3, if you click on export, you can save as MP3. We'll get to there. I'm just trying to show you this to show you how it works. So these are the whole interface about FL Studio, and a quick rerun. I've shown you what your information window is. Very important. I've shown you your pattern, what your pattern is. It's just like a building. You understand? Your pattern is a building. Then your channel rack are those materials. This is where you place your materials, your building materials, to make up this pattern, this building. Then your pattern, your playlist is where is the compound, like the land where you build all buildings, where you place different buildings. Sure you understand. Then I showed you your channel rack, I showed you your piano roll, and the rest. We'll go more details as we keep going. So this is it about FL Studio. Now let's try to make a very simple sound. Let's try to make a very simple sound, probably a very simple Makusa loop. A very simple Makusa loop. Now, the first thing you want to do when you want to make a sound is the tempo. You have to say, okay, what tempo do I want to create? Okay, what tempo is this? Okay, the Makusa loop, I want it to be bang, 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 bang. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So what sound will give me 1, 2, 3 for you? What you do is you load your Vic tempo tapper, and you just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you do it with the accuracy of what you're counting. This is the first step to getting the right tempo for the project you want to do. With this, you press your play button. Your metronome will give you that feel. Another way to do it, you can just adjust your tempo here. Just hold it down and adjust it up or down. You drag your mouse up or down, play it, then as you keep increasing it, it changes. So with that way, once you're satisfied with the level of tempo you have, then you're good to go. So I think we'll go with 120. I think I like 120. Now that the first step of making a beat is the tempo. You have to know the tempo. The tempo is very essential. Now the next step in making a beat is you have to know the time signature of what you're doing. So that brings us back here to main snap. So these are snap window. So the time signature, is it a 1/4 bit? Is it a 1/3 bit? Is it a 1/6 bit? Now this is some kind of the music theory, but it's very essential, because if you don't know the time signature of a song, you cannot create a song. You end up creating, and if you create a song that has a different time signature with another time signature, you end up creating rubbish. So I used to say that though, you end up creating rubbish actually. So you have to know time signature. I've made a video on my channel, so just type time signature Vicpiano, time signature Vicpiano. I made a video about beat bars time signature, and I explained it. Or you can send me a message on WhatsApp to get the premium video about time signature and how it works, or you send me probably a message to get that video. It's not for free, but you can always get it. Send me a message. I'm going to give a discount price for the first 10 people. But for now, let me do a breakdown about time signature and how it works. So we have here, I'm only going to work 90% of songs in this world are 1/4 and 1/3 time signature. So you have 1/4, 1/3. So most times you may not really bother about one. So this is 1/4 bit, 1/3 bit. Then this is 1/4 step, 1/3 step, which is related to 1/4 and 1/3 bits. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this interesting. Now, what is 1/4 bit? 1/4 bit means in every bar it means 4 beats makes up a bar. Bar is the repetition of the beat. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 1 bar for 1/4 time signature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So if you say 4 beats make up 1 bar, that's why it is called 1/4. 4 beats makes 1 bar. It means 8 beats will make how many bars? 2 bars. So if you do a repetition, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that's how it goes. 2, 3, 4. Then for 1/3 beats, it means 3 beats make 1 bar. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 6 beats make 1 bar. So you see, tum bam bam, tum bam bam, tum bam bam. You cannot use that kind of sound for 1, 2, 2, tum bam. So most area beats 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 are most area beats are 1/3. Most trap beats are 1/3. You understand? Most makossa beats, most afropop beats, most highlight beats are 1/4 time signature. So that is it. So since this is the makossa, and this is just a short rundown of how the time signature works. I'm still going to explain what line, non, and beat and bar. What non and line does is, if you don't want the beat to sound robotic, because if you select 1/4 beats, it's going to record within 1/4. Anything outside 1/4, it will cut it out. So there are some sounds you want to record and you don't want it to sound robotic, you can put it on non, online. I like to put it online. Then if you want to do copy and you don't want to make a mistake, you change it to bar and copy. Don't worry, I'm going to show that as we keep progressing, but for the main time, just know what 1/4 and 1/3 time signature, because that's one of the most important time signature thereabouts. So we are working with 1/4, so you're going to set 1/4 time signature. And so we have our tempo 1/120, then we have 1/4. Then we click here to activate our pattern window. We don't need all this now. We're just going to delete. You will right click, then you see delete, you delete. I'm just going to delete. I'm sure yours, or just go to new from templates, go to empty. No, so we change this back to 120. So sampler is just an empty channel, there's nothing there. So for every wave, for every pack, you will see the pack file here. You see it loop, you see it here. So there's nothing here. Now let us load a kick, for example. Let's select a kick. I'm just going to select a random kick 7. This is okay. So what you do, if you like the kick, you hold it down, left click, and you drag it down and you place it like this. You can place it anywhere. You see, you can place it anywhere that is empty. If you place it on top another pack, it's going to replace it. So you just pick it and place it somewhere that is empty. You see, so I don't need this, so I just right click, you see delete, 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 delete. So we have one. Now you've loaded this here. If you open, you now see that this is the waveform of what you create. So this is the waveform. So this kick I'm using is 707 kick. It is on your own FL Studio. You can find it here because this is a stock plugin. So that's the kick I am using. Okay, so the next thing I want to load up now, you know, when you're creating a loop, when you're creating a makossa loop, for example, you can still create everything. We are just using this as a starting file. If you're an Afropop musician, if you're a trap musician, whatever musician you are, it's very good. We'll come to there, but let's just use it as the basic right now. So this is the makossa loop. It's a very simple loop. Okay, so this is the kick you have. So when you want to do is a beat, what you should do, the tempo, the time signature. The next thing is what makes up a drum sound. So a drum sound, if you have a drum sound, you should have a kick, you should have a, if you have a kick, you should have a snare, you should have a percussion, you should have a hi-hat, then you should have a cymbal. So these 5 things are very essential. So we'll have our kick, then we'll have our hi-hat. We'll look for a hi-hat. Let's look for 808ch. That's the one we have. So you know what to do, you drag it, you drop. Then the next thing we want to look out for is a percussion. What percussion do we want to use? Let's use a clap. So we use a 909 clap. as a percussion. Probably this percussion is going to replace the snare. Okay, let's go to snare, and there are lots of snare here. Let's choose a rim. Let's choose FPC rim. You drag it, it's very easy. Then you can always click here to close, open, very easy. So then I think basically that we'll have a kick, we'll have a clap, we'll have the claps like the percussion, then we'll have your rim, then we'll have hi-hat. Percussion is endless, so you can add as much percussion as you have. Everything depends on your creativity, but let's just work with these 4 sounds since you're just starting up. Let's work with these 4 sounds. So now let's play the tempo. Now remember, we load everything on channel rack, and this channel rack is built on pattern 1. Now watch, if I change this to pattern 2, the channel rack, see, okay, I can't even change to pattern 2. Okay, if I change it to pattern 2, okay, let me do something now. You see, so this is for pattern 1. Now if I change to pattern 2, it will be empty. It means I've not built anything on pattern 2, so I have to build again. So what we are building now is on pattern 1, and I'm going to show you how this works in a very little time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe if you find this very, very interesting. Drop a comment and tell me what you feel about this class. So we want to create a Makossa loop now. So the first thing, the Makossa loop, when you want to create a beat, for example, imagine the beat with your mouth, make the sound with your mouth first. We have your tempo, you have your tempo. So the next thing you want to do is so that is what the clap will do. So while your tempo is guiding you, you just put so this place, I'm going to explain everything here. So you see an ash color, you see a brown color, you see an ash color, you see a brown color. Now each of these colors represent a bar. They represent a bar. So this is, since this is 1/4 time signature, you understand, this is 1/4 time signature. So you have 1, and generally FL Studio normally comes, the channel rack is normally loaded on a 1/4 time signature. So if you're doing a beat that is 1/3 time signature, you may have to use the piano rule. I'm going to explain that as we keep going. So you have your clap. Okay, so you have your brown, okay, ash brown. Now each color represents a beat. It represents a line in a beat. This represents 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat to make it 1 bar. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now inside those beats, each of these represents steps. Steps is further division of the beats. So each beat have 4 steps to make it 1 beat, 4 steps to make it 1 beat, 4 steps. Steps is, that's why you have steps here. So this is 4 steps. It's a further smaller division of a beat. So you get. So what you can do, if I'm doing something, maybe I want to do a kick like dum dum dum. I can only do it within 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to repeat. For example, if I do something like this. Doom, 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 doom. That's just what it's going. You see, it's repeating. It's repeating. You see, it's repeating. Now, if I imagine I wanted to do something like doom, 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 I can't do it. You understand? Because I'm only working within 4, and I'm only working between 1 bar. Now, if I want to increase my bar, I'll just click my mouse here, take it to this line here. It's going to show like, then I drag. I can now increase my bar to as long as I want. So this will now be 1 bar, 1 bar. You count another 4, 2 bars, 3 bars. So I have 3 bars. So now I can do doom, 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 doom. So let's try. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. See? Doom, 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 doom. So I can now create whatever thing I want to create so that it's going to sound fine. So this is how you expand. There are other ways to do it. You can still do it on your playlist, but for now, that's not what we are working. I'm just trying to show you, so in case maybe you're a producer that have been producing before, you might actually find that helpful. For now, take it back to, you don't have any business with that right now. So I'm going to do this. So go back to where you are. I just like to show a lot of things, you understand? So now, kick. So you play the kick. What kick are we looking for? A makosa kick. Okay, well, a makosa clap. That's what we want to do. So let's play our tempo to guide us. So you press on the first one. This is four lines. So you put on the first line or the first line. Then the second one, you know, so you do okay, you do so you put on the first line of the first step, the first line of the first beat, then and the fourth line of the first beat. So first and fourth line of the first beat. There you go. Okay. Then for the second beat, you're going to put it on the third line of the second beat. Then for the third beat, you're going to put it on the first line. Okay. Okay, on the third beat, you're going to put it on the third line. Then on the fourth beat, on the third beat, you're going to put it on the first line. Now, this is how you do it. You can actually get creative and do what you want to do. If you want to paste on it, you can just do like this. You left click. If you want to delete, you right click. Just right click, you delete. So this is it. So this is it. We've created something that's now you see what I'm doing. I was doing some mistake. I'll correct it. I'll go to the next one till it gets the sound I want to get. So this is what I was looking at getting. So you can do this. So I'm sure this is what you have. Now this sound a little bit too harsh for me. So you just click on it, left click on it. Then you come here, you see in, out. So this is more like a resonance. To remove the resonance that is too much, you just put the out in. Okay, just take out the whole out. This is, so you left click on the out and you drag it so that it's not having too much echo again. You see the way it's sounding now. Now this is also called, and this is kind of mixing, you understand? Now if you come for every single thing you load on, thing you load on your channel rack, if you come here on the channel rack, you see two knobs. The first knob is for channel panning. If you want to pan to your left, pan to your right. The second one is volume. Let's do channel panning now. I want to pan to our left and see. You see? Let's do channel panning to our right. Crazy, right? So that's how it sounds. Then this is volume. Let's drag down the volume. No sound. You take it up. Though you can right click on it and reset the volume. You can right click on this one and reset the panning. Then here is to mute and to switch it off if you don't want it to sound. You see? So that's how it works. Like I told you, once I start explaining, I'll be going in details. So that's it. So this is it. So once we have our sound running, this is our clap running, good. Next thing, we want a kick. So we want a kick that's sounding boom, 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 boom. So what you do on the kick, you just put your sound on. You put the first sound on the first line of beat 1. For beat 2, you put it on the first line. Beat 3, the same thing. So the first line of all the beats. So you see, sounds right, huh? Then let's go for our hi-hat now. So for the hi-hat, you're going to press this, and on the first beat, you're going to put it on the first line of the first beat, then put it on the first, third, and fourth line of the first beat. Then do the same thing for the second beat, do the same thing for the third beat, do the same thing for the fourth beat. So you're doing first, second, and third line, first, second, and third line, first, second, and third line. Now let's play it and see how it sounds. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing we did for the clap. We'll open the hi-hat and come to out and reduce it a little. You don't have to reduce, just put it at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. That's okay for me. Then we can switch off our metronome now so that it doesn't start giving you headache, since you have something guiding you now, so you can switch off your metronome. Good. Let's turn our volume down on the chain. Okay, we're not doing volume balancing yet, let's just play. So good. So this is a very good loop already. So now, to avoid stories that touch, you have to save this file. So we're going to go to File, click on File, click on Save. Don't click at Save As, click on Save. When you click Save, it's going to show you. So you select a folder. I want to select this folder. I want to go to Documents, and I'm just going to go to Bits. I'm going to save this as let's say FL Studio class. That's what I'm going to save it. So you see, save file type as FL, so it's going to save. Oh, so you've saved the file. Very easy. You save the file. So you can always quit and come back, reload the file, and it's there. If you want to save furthermore, you can just press Ctrl Z and it's going to save. Say if I press Ctrl Z, look at the control window, look at the information window. See, it's going to show you save to FL. So remember to always save your file. Always save your file is very, very important. Then go to File. No, go to Options. Go to File Settings. Options, File Settings. Let's go Options, File Settings. Now come to File. Now in this backup Octosave, change this to frequently every 5 minutes before risky operation, so it automatically save for you. But that is not a means that you shouldn't save, so continue to save. Where you forget to save, it might still save for you, to avoid stories that touch. So we have a loop. Now this is how the loop sounds. Very interesting. Good. Very interesting. So this is how the loop sound. Let's add a rim. What do we add in this rim? So if you have let's make our rim a little bit just crazy. So you just paste the rim on every single note, every single line of the beats. So you say, but we reduce the volume to like 9 o'clock. No, let's reduce the volume to 7 o'clock. Okay, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is something like that. Then let's come down to here. I think the out is much, so we reduce this out. Remember, you don't use this every time. You just use this depending on how you feel. I think I like this. Good. Now this is a very simple loop, to create. Remember to save, so you go to File and Save. Then you pause. You can also use your space bar as a play and pause. Very, very easy. So this is it. So we built this under pattern 1. It's very essential to know what you're building under pattern 1. Now if we change this to pattern 2, it will be empty. You have not built anything on pattern 2, so it will be empty. So you go back to pattern 1. So this was built on pattern 1. So now let me show you what piano roll does. I talked about piano roll. Now if you click on this is it. You click on it, then you go here, click on it, you see piano roll. You click on piano roll, it shows you everything you've played in details. This is for hi-hats, right? So it shows you every single thing I've played in details. So this is it. So you see, it shows you in details. Good. Now I want to play only hi-hats. What do I do? So I want to play only hi-hats now. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here and mute the others. Then I'll play it. So this is hi-hat. So I come again, I click here, I go here, I go to piano roll. So it's showing me what I played in higher. Now you can further edit this further. Now if I want to edit it further, this is 1/4 beats, so I can go to 1/4 step. Now since this is 1/4 beats, it's not going to give you chance to do anything that is not around 1/4 beats. Anything you want to do must be in 1/4 beats, but you can edit this further like okay, you can edit this further by, you can change where it's sounding. Maybe this is, you want it to sound more heavy here, you can just click here and you copy it, drag it here, click here, draw, select it, bring it down. So you see, so you see, very easy, very easy. There's something that just happened now, but I'm going to fix it. Then you take it up back to, this is where it was. So it's now doing things. I don't want it to do that. So this is it. Okay, so this is how it sounded. Now if you change this thing to step, for 1/4 step, it's going to give you the ability to edit further. So you see the line have changed. If you see, put it on 1/4, you see the line is only on 1/4 beats. If you put it on step, you can edit further. So now since I can edit further, I can just, if you just press here, oh, that's right click here, you can come here and do something like this. Watch now, you see, then I can come here and do this. So this gives you the ability to edit more, like gives you details of what you're editing. You can change it. That is what piano roll does. As you keep going, you get used to piano roll and you see how effective it is. You can go back, then you play. Then let's play. Okay, let's play back. If you want to on everything, just go back and click on the green line. You see the editing I just did right now, but I don't want to get you confused, so I'll just go back and undo. I'm just trying to show you that piano roll further shows you more detailed editing of what you're doing, and of what you're doing. So this is what happens. So I'm going to load back the file. So this is what we had. So that is what piano roll does. You can also do that in kick. You come here, you can do it, touch, you can do this. Maybe put this on 1/4 beats. You can do this. It gives you the ability. It gives you the ability you won't get when you're here. It's the same thing here, but you're having more ability to do more editing. So that's it about channel roll. This is channel rack, I mean. So the next thing, we are done with this loop. How do we now make it arrange? So we now carry it. This is it here. So you open your playlist. It's different from channel rack, remember. Open your playlist. Now for your playlist, make sure you always put this thing on bar. If you put it on bar, you see it changes. Anything you do, it changes. What it means that it is only going to allow you move within bars. If you put it on beats, it's only going to allow you move within beats. If you put it on 1/4 beats, it changes. 1/3 beats. Let's zoom it more. 1/3 beats. 1/4 beats. 1/4 step. So it changes. You see. So for you not to make mistake, for example, if I put 1/4 beats now, I come here and do something like this. You see, I'm not copying the line. If you look at this thing very well, this from this line from 1 to 2 is a bar. on 2 to 3 is a bar, so it's showing you the bars. So if I come here now and say I want to copy, I've made mistake. But if you put this thing in bar, if you put your line in bar like this, you cannot make a mistake. It will just paste it exactly at the bar. Pop. So what you just do is just left click, come to the back. So you see now, originally at this place, there is no way I would have done more than 1 bar. I only did 1 bar, but right now I've copied for 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar. That is the ability that the pattern gives you. So this is where you arrange your stuff. So to switch from, if I'm playing here, to switch from channel rack to pattern, you will click this orange thing. You see it's now showing you that it's here. So if you click play now, to show you. You see now when it gets here, it's going to repeat again. See, very easy. So you can load as much. So this is draw. Draw means if you want to just paste it, you just come to the empty space here, click it, empty space, so you can paste it as much as you want. Now as much as you can paste will determine how long the song is. Remember our tempo is telling us. So let's see how long this song is. I copied this for 8 bars. It will repeat again. So this song 8 bars is this is around 15 seconds. Now if I copy more, I paste more, you see the seconds are going to increase. If I come here, if I paste here, you see 30 seconds. If I reduce it to 8 bars, so make sure you, this thing that is here is to zoom in. If you hold it, drag, it will zoom in. If you move it forward, it will zoom out. So paste, you get to 8. So click here, play, tell you how long this stuff is, and don't forget to save. Good. One, two, three. This is 2. This is 3 bar. This is 4 bar. This is 5 bar. This is 6 bar. This is 7 bar. This is 8 bar. It's going to go again. So like I told you, this is the land. This is the land. Your playlist is the land. So we've arranged pattern 1 here. If we want to do any other thing, we'll come here, we'll create a new pattern, do what we want to do, then we'll come under here and place it. Maybe it's pattern 2. If you put it pattern 2, you see it's empty because we've not created anything on pattern 2. That's what I told you about pattern. We've not created anything. If you come to pattern 3 too, you see pattern 3 will be empty. So you see, so that's how it works. There are more techniques to these things that meets the eye, you understand, but basically this is just how it works. So if you come here to pattern 3, you'll not see anything. Then say, what did I do that everything disappeared? Nothing disappeared. Just make sure you go back to the first one and you have it. But we're not working here. If you want it to play on the pattern, if you want it to play on playlists, you come here. So everything here is playing on play. You cannot burn out when you're on pattern mode. You must be on playlist mode like this. So if you, since you have the song and this song is, after you're done copying, you can actually change so that it enables you do what you want to do. So this song is around 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Okay, now we can now do an exporting. We've created this loop. Let us export this 15 seconds loop we've created. So what do is to go to file, go to export, not save. You can save your file as a raw file. Go to export. Why you save is so that anytime you reopen the file, it just brings you back from where you stop and you can continue creating. Then export is you want to start playing it on your phone, so you go to export, save as mp3, save as WAV file, but let's do mp3 file. It's mp3 file. So you see now it's no more showing you this, it's now showing mpeg mp3 file. So now you click save. If you click save, this is what it's going to show you on your screen. So all you just have to do is to click start and it will burn. Oop. Watch this. This is the window. Okay, so this is the window. You see it's rendering. When it's done rendering, it will show you the sign. Whoop. It gives you that whoop sign, and you know that it is ready. So let's do it again. Go to export mp3, you click on it, you see, you click save. Now to tell you FL Studio class this already exists, you want to replace, I click yes because I want to show you how it works. Then I click start. You see background rendering, to render. So the longer it is, the more heavy it is, it can take some time to render, but it's very easy. So this is how it is. Now you should know the folder you're saving your file. So boom, to save. So we quit here, then we quit FL Studio, then we look for the file. Where did you create that file? Let's go to documents, bits. So you see, so this is the raw file, this is the mp3 file. If you click on the mp3 file for your media player can now play it. You see it's going to sound right away. Okay, so our media player, I don't know what is wrong with our media player, why it's waiting so much time. Okay, you see, so this is the loop you created and this is how it sounded. Very interesting, huh? Good. So this is it. You just created a loop. Very simple Makusa loop. Very simple Makusa loop. So now we want to go back to FL Studio. So what we have to do is to open our FL Studio again. Open FL Studio. We're going to load up. Good. So it's going to load up. So where is the file we just created? It's gone. Oh no. So what do? You go to file, you go to open, you go to open. Then when you click open, you look for the folder where you kept that file. That is good to know the folder. I'm going to where I kept it at bits. Then you locate it. It is FL Studio class. You just double click on it, or you just click it once, then you click open. It's going to load. So you see, this is where we stopped. You see, if you come to playlist, everything was waiting for you. The way you left it, everything is waiting for you. So this is it, creating beats with FL Studio. Very easy, very easy. If you have some questions, you can drop your question to ask. We want to go further. This is creating beats with FL Studio. Now let's think of adding a plugin. This is just a loop. Let's make a loop is different from a beat. A loop, those are drum sounds. Loops are drum sounds without any electronic instruments, while beats are sounds, are drum sounds with both sounds, music sounds with both instrument and drum sounds, electronic instrument and non-electronic instrument. While instrumental is any sound that is entertaining, mostly without a vocal. You get that? So you can get that for a bonus anyways. So let's go to the next one. We want to start adding a plugin. So if we have this in place, the first assignment you have to do is to recreate what I just created, which I'm sure you follow me to create it. Then try to create another style. You can actually get creative. You can do this. You can play with your clap. You can do something like that. You see, you can do. So you can create something creative. So depend on what you want to do. So you see. Very easy. So you can get creative. You can get creative with your kick. You can do something like this. You can do something like this. Depending on how creative you want, everything boils down on your creativity. I'm trying to make it very simple so everyone can flow. You understand? I'm trying to make it very simple so everyone can flow with the class. It's as easy as that. So right away, the next thing that I want to show is how do we now add electronic sound to this. So this is what we have. Remember, your keyboard is on. Yeah, your piano keyboard, let's say it's on. So it's for those people who have musical knowledge to add sounds. Those who have musical knowledge, or you can decide to do this. I don't use MIDI packs, like I don't use sounds, like I like to create my sounds from the scratch. You understand? So to add a piano sound, what are we going to do? To add the sound, let's use a plugin. You click plus. We want to use plugin, and this is a generator plugin. Like I said, an effect plugin is different from a generator plugin. Effect plugins are used for mixing and mastering, which I'll show you as we go. Mixing and mastering. Why a generator plugin is used for what? For beats, beat making, for music making, for songs. So let's click plus. Then we have a lot of plugins here. Which one do we use? What do you want to add first? Let's use FL keys. So you click on FL keys. This is a piano. So we just want to make a very simple piano sound. A very simple piano sound. Now we don't want to make this on this channel, because probably what we want to do is going to be long. So we are going to create a new pattern. So we do pattern 2. Boop. This is empty, but don't worry. So what you're concerned is this. You come to playlists. What I did, I was in pattern 1. I just rolled this to pattern 2, so it's empty. But I already loaded my FL keys. Then I come to pattern. I come to playlist here. So what I do, I put this in bar so that my pasting will not have issues. This is on pattern 2. If you want to go to pattern 1, if you click it, it's going to paste. But if you come to pattern 2 and you paste this, it will be empty. It will be empty. So to drag this thing that you pasted here, just you hold it fast and left click, hold, and just drag down. Drag it back to left click, hold, drag down. So this is it, pattern 2. It's empty, so we're going to play something. So let's change it back. Since we've dragged, we've got what we want to change it back to beats, 1/4 beats. Okay, then we'll come back here to FL keys. We'll click on it. You can right click on it, it's going to just show you here, or you click on FL keys, click on this to show you piano roll. So both of them still works like magic. So let's right click, go to piano roll. So you see the piano roll is there. So we can scroll down. If you're scrolling down, it gets to more octaves. These are deep octaves of this particular one. So let's play the loop and imagine the kind of sound we want. So want to do something like bam bam bam. So la 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 la. Now if you don't know about music production and piano, and you want to really learn piano, you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Here I teach piano for a living, yeah, and I have a book, speed piano tutorial. It teaches you how to play piano. In 4 weeks you'll be able to play 40 songs. It's a money back guarantee if you're not able to play it. So send me a message on WhatsApp and get that book. It's very essential. It's going to help you so fast. Music production, you have to learn how to play an electronic instrument, even if it's not piano, maybe guitar, guitar, bass guitar. But it's essential to learn piano because it cuts across. Like look at right now, we have piano, so it's good. It's very, very easy once you know the basics. You don't have to be a professional piano player. You just need to know the basics of piano. What are the keys, the chords, and you're good to create your own melody. It's very easy. Now if you come here, we already have FL keys loaded, so this is what it sounds like. So now if you come to this place, you see this arrow sign, click on it. It shows you tools. Come to tools, you see articulate. They have their own functions. I'm going to show you. Edit, tools, read machine. If you come to snap, if you come to stamp shows you chords. Like I told you, you don't need to be a pro to do this. FL Studio make things easy. So you have chords, crazy chords you can do. You have diminished, fifth, ninth, any chord you want to do, crazy. So those are for you to just stamp them if you don't do them offhand and you just want to do them. So crazy, but I don't use that because I already know what I want. So we are looking at creating a sound that will sound bam 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 bam. So that will be on, we want to do this on key F. So you get F. So the 6th of F will be D, F, and G and E. So on your piano roll, make sure you see that this is D3, this is F3, and this is E3. So don't go and do it on 4, D3, F4, E4. Understand? So D3, F3, E3. So what you do, you just come here to D3, just at this first place here, you just click it. Now if you want to zoom this further to be bigger, you can just do like this. You come to this place, hold it, drag it. But what are you zooming for? What do you want to zoom? You want to see the word, just leave it small like this. I think like this is okay. So this is D3, so I'll put D3, I'll put F3, and I'll put A3. So now let's play the sound. Okay, so this is what it's giving me. So now since it's giving me this, I just want to work on this alone. So I'm just going to change to my this to my channel rack so that I can just work on my channel rack. Then since I'm working on my channel rack now, remember this, I click on my tempo. So I want to do something like this, bam 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 bam. So now if you've created a file, this is a file you've created now, did it on D3, F3, A3. You want to copy. If you want to copy, you just click this is select, you just select it, then you click back this arrow. You see, you can now move them from, remember this is set on 1/4, you can now move them like this, you move them. But if you want to move them individually, just if you've highlighted, you can just right click, then if you just keep your distance, it will move. But if you want to move all of them, these are single notes you've played. I told you it gives you more details of what you're doing. So you just select, highlight them, come back to draw, then you move them. So I want it to be bum bum bum. So you have your, this is your 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat. Then in that 1 beat you have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 1, line 2, line 3. So let's do, let's do it. Okay, so we are putting it on, we are starting to put it on the 3rd beat of line, the 3rd line of beat 1. You have to zoom it so that it will show. There's a way you zoom it, it will only show. Okay, so it shows. So you have 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat. So you start, put it to the third, not the 4th beat, 3rd beat of line 1. Now in this thing you have done, you can actually reduce how long it is. You can drag it here. If you drag it, it's going to sustain. You see, now you can still drag it backward, to look like this. So everything depends on your creativity. So you see, as long as you want, as short as you want, but let's make it short. This is for when the notes are highlighted. You can do it on single notes too, like this. Understand? Okay, let's go back and make sure that we're still recording. So now this is what we have. So we have, I highlight again, and another way to highlight is control. You just hold control down, then you just drag your system. It's cool. So now to raise this upward, I don't like, it's too heavy, so I'm just going to copy, go to select, then drag this up. Make sure this is on D3, so I want to move it to D4. So make sure this is D4, so I move up till the first one gets to D4. See, so it's sounding more better now. So I do this thing, I want to copy. If you want to copy, what you do, you just press Ctrl C, then Ctrl V. C. Let's do it again. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. So good. So that is how you copy. So I want to put this on the third line of every bit here. So I'm just going to do Control C, Control V. Then I drag it to the third line. I'll do it again. Sorry. Then I do Control C, Control V. I drag it to the third line. This is how you copy. Control C, Control V. So instead of just putting it on one note, we drag. See what I did? So I'm going to go again from the top. Control C, Control V. I drag to the third line. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4. Control C, Control V. I drag to the third line. Control C, Control V. I drag to the third line again. So this is what we have. Good. Now we have this on pattern 2. Now if you play pattern 2, this is what we built on pattern 2. Now this is what we built on pattern 1. Now there's FL keys, but it's not playing because we didn't do anything on pattern 1. But if you switch on pattern 2, the FL keys is playing, but we didn't do anything on it. Now to now arrange pattern 1 and pattern 2, we put pattern 1 here. Now for pattern 2, you see the pattern 2 now, put it in, it's on track 3. You can actually move it. Remember to change it to bar when you want to move. You move it upward, you just hold it and move it upward. So track 1 is having pattern 1, track 2 is having pattern 2. So now when you play it, this is how it's going to sound. No, this is for only the pattern. Now if you play it with the playlist, if you play it on the playlist, it's going to play everything together. This is how it will sound. Very easy. Now because pattern 2 is just a single 1 bar, so it's not going to be too long. You played it for 1 bar, so even if you drag it, it's going to be empty. So what you want to do, you just hook it there, hook it just as you did for pattern 1. Then come just after it, click on it to paste it, paste it till you get to 8 bar. Then you can now play. Switch on your metronome and you're good to go. Now it is sounding a little bit too loud, so you have to work with your ears. So I'm going to take this to 12 o'clock, depending on what you want. Now you can't do that thing that you are doing on its own show, so it's not going to show you something like this, so there's no need to waste your time. This is a plugin, it's not a pack. If it's a pack to show you something like this, but a plugin will not show you that. So this plugin show you like this, so there's nothing you can do there. So I've reduced the volume to 12 o'clock. Let's play it again. Now it sounds more better. Now I feel like maybe the sound, I don't like the sound. I just come here to FL keys and I go to presets. I change, let me change to E piano and see. Wow, I think it sounds more better. E piano. Ooh. Charlie. Wow. Sounds nice. Remember to pause, then you go to save and you save your projects. So this is it. So we just have a beat right now. So let's think of adding something else. Let's add something like a bass. Let's add something like a bass. You can add a bass here, so we'll create a new pattern for the bass. Let's call it pattern 3. You can actually rename your patterns, you know. For example, if you click pattern 1, just go to the pattern, right click on it, you see rename. You can call it drums, you can rename it as drums, click. So we've renamed pattern 1 to drums. We'll go to pattern 2, we'll call it piano. Go to rename, name pattern 2 as piano. You can even change the color. Click here to change the color. Pattern 2, enter. You see, very nice. So now we want to create a new, we now have drums, we have piano, we want to create a new, we want to create bass. So you click pattern 3. So this is pattern 3. We can rename it as bass. Bass. Boop. So you have bass. Now there's nothing here. If you want to quit a plugin, if you press this X button, the plugin is not going to maybe switch off or delete. So you're just going to minimize, like you can always switch it on back. You see. So now let's click on plugin, then you go to mix. We look for a bass. What sound do it? Which bass are we going to use? Okay, let's go for this is where creativity enters too. Okay, let's go for GMX. Remember, we are creating this on key F and we're creating it on La. So you have bases. Click here. Let's see the bass it has. This is analog. I think I like this first one. I think I like this analog bass. So let's imagine what you want to play with your mat. Dun 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 dun. I think that's what we want to play. Dun 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 dun. So you change this to 1/4 beats because you want to play something. Then you switch it back to your channel rack here. So it's yellow. So you see. Then remember what I wanted to play. Dun 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 dun. So you come. You see, okay. You come to C5. You put it. So you come here. Wait. So on the second beat, you put it on line 1. This is C5. Then the next one is D5. Wait. So line 1 of the second beat, you put it on C5. Line 3 of the second beat, you put it on D5. So let me do. You see what we did now? So what did I do? This is beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. On beat 4, you put it on line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. On A4, this is A4. So you put it on. Then for line 1, you put it on. For beat 1, you put it on line 1 and line 4 on D sharp, or on D5 here. So if you play it, it's going to sound like this. So you saw I was making some mistake, make it sound well. This is just creativity. You can actually do your own creativity and change the bass. Now, since we've got what we want to do, it's time for us to paste the bass now on. Click it. Remember, let it be on bass to show here. If you go and select another thing and it is showing you piano, and you paste it, it means what you paste is piano, not bass. So make sure that it's the particular thing you created. You see it here. So then you come to bass so that you don't make a mistake copying. You paste it, the same thing you did, then you do a switch. You switch this to pattern, switch up to metronome. Very nice. You see, I'm not even using a keyboard to make this. So that is how you can actually even make this without a keyboard. I used keyboard to make most of my beats, but you can actually make nice beats without keyboard. So remember to save. So we have a beat already. I can freestyle. I wanna dance, I wanna sing. Give me that sugar, give me the dance. I want to praise God, I want to dance, I want to dance, I want to dance, I want to dance. Very nice one. Okay, so you can actually get more creative than this and do more crazy things. So there are a lot of sounds you can add, electronic sounds. What you should think about when adding electronic sounds is, okay, in a real life setting of a live band, for example, me, I do use a live band setting. What do I need to add? You now look at, okay, apart from my drums, you have a keyboard, which you just did. You have a bass, which you just did. You have a guitar. You have a pad, a backup keyboard playing a pad or strings. You have trumpets. You have violin, saxophone, no, xylophone. Depending on the type of music you're creating, will determine the kind of sound you should put in there. And you can always find out the sounds on these plugins. It's for you to now choose it. So explore and see what you have. For the meantime, let's enjoy this sound and see what it gives us. Wow. Okay, so that is it. So we save and we want to burn out, but right now we want to make this longer than it is. So instead of you doing copying like this, 1 1 1 1 1 1, it's going to be stressful. If you click, by the way, if you click on your, if you right click, it's going to delete. Just right click and delete. What you do is click on copy, you drag, copy, you drag, then you just press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Then you come back to here. You see what happened? Then you come back to this draw. Then you just come here, drag it down. Oh, okay. So there is a problem here. So if you do this, you will surely have a problem anyways. So the best thing to do is you just come here, you highlight, then you come here. They said you now hold your shift. Once you've highlighted, hold your shifts, then left click on it and drag it fast. So just left click, drag it. I'll do it again. So you come here, you click this, you highlight, then you come here, you select your draw, then you hold your shifts, then left click and drag it will drag everything you highlighted. See, left click as you're dragging. No, don't remove your hand from the shift. Keep your hand on shift and drag. If you made a mistake, you can click Ctrl Z. If you want to go back as many times as you want, you can click Ctrl alternate Z. You to keep going back. Maybe you made a mistake. Let me say I made a mistake like this. I made 3 times mistake. If you click Ctrl Z, it's only going to go back once. You see what it's doing? It's going back once. But if I want it to go back like 3 times, I'll click Ctrl alternate, then I clicking Z. 1 2 3 4. So it can go back as many times as you want. You understand? So that is how it works. So let's play the sound again. Don't forget to save. You save. So let's save this file and see what we have. Exports. We export. You already used this. You go to MP3. Go to FL Studio class. If you want to save it as a new file so that you can differentiate file, but I'm just going to overwrite it. Okay, it says FL this, so I'm just going to overwrite yes, then I'll click start. Remember, export for MP3. So this is how you just started creating a beat today. Meeting FL Studio and you're creating a beat today. Wow, it's crazy. So this is it. So we've created a beat, so we quit. Then we'll go to our folder. We'll still come back and do more things like I told you. Go to folder, click on documents, click on beats, click on FL Studio or whatever thing you created it, and it's going to play. So let's wait for our sound to pop out. Wow. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. So let's continue the class. We'll go back to FL Studio. It's going to load up music production with FL Studio. I'm sure you're really enjoying the class. Please don't forget to subscribe, like. So our file is gone. Wow. So remember, you don't need to panic. File, open, you open, it takes you to the folder, or you look for the folder, click on it, and you open. It's going to load everything. Boom, everything loaded, and you can start working. So maybe you work and you're tired and you want to quit, and you can do them. So now we have our beats. The next thing we want to do is want to assign each and everything. If you come to mixer, let's talk about mixer. You see, so it's all sounding on the master track here. So it's a master track, but I don't want it to sound on master track. This is because we want to make mixing and mastering is making the sound balanced, clear, neat and clear. Right now you think the sound is sounding neat and clear, but it is not sounding neat and clear. You understand? It's not sounding neat and clear. So let us try and mix the sound and try and master the sound. So the first thing we want to do is to shift these guys to a mixer track channel. Just like when you have drum mics, you know, you put all of them. If you have piano, you want to send them to mixer channel. You want to send them to individual channels so that you can control your piano alone. You can control your drum alone. You can mix them to sound what you want them to sound like. And we'll see. I'll give you a depth and in-depth of how it sounds. So the first thing to do is for the packs, you just click on anyone. You click on it, left click. Then you see track here. Come to this place. You see track. You see M. You see track. Now if you select track, it will automatically shift it to any empty track on the mixer. So that's the easiest way to do. So just click track. Oh, you see it has put it on track 2 because track 2 is empty on this mixer. So you do the next one. Kick is already on track 1. That's why when you play kick, you see that in track 1 here. But let's just do it. You do it the same thing for track. Boom, that move it to track 3. So that's what we are going to do for all. Go to track. So do it for all the sounds you have. Go for rim, track. Also do it for plugins because you have to mix plugins. You see, same thing, track. So you're going to move them to tracks. Then go to the last one, tracks. So if you click here, you now have your mixer. Now if you play the sound, you see that every single sound has been routed to your mixer, so it's going to be sounding. You can see them. You see, sounds interesting, huh? Now from here you can now decide what you want it to actually sound like. If you want the mixing sounds, you know, to make it clear. So there's no actually magic trick about mixing. You keep improving about your mixing as you keep growing and you keep learning. But I'm going to give you some tips. Maybe I can do a special class for mixing, you know. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm back. So music production is large, you understand. So I'm trying to cover up something that would have taken you about 6 to 8 months in just a few hours, just on the 1 hour. So I'm going to just show you. So this is it. So we've mixed it. So let's say we have a sound now. They are all played. So that is how you route the sound. You just click on anyone, go to track, and you do what you want to do. So we're talking about mixing now. We've created loop, we've created beats. Now we're talking about fine-tuning the sounds. Now if you come here, I'm just going to give you a breakdown of how the mixer is. This is your master channel. Okay, let me, this is your master channel. This is your master channel here. So this is just like a master, just like, you know, your regular mixer. If you're used to mixer, the regular mixer, then this is your channels you have. Then this is your effects channel where you can put effects. So these are the places you've sent each of those sounds on. So if I click on this, if I left click on anyone, if I right click on anyone, it will solo it. So see now, to solo it. Why you do this is so that you can individually mix the sound. Then if I right click again, remember it has to be on this green place. If I right click on it to play again, or you can manually do it, left click on it, switch off the ones you don't want. Here is for volume on the mixer. This is volume on the mixer. So this is pan. You want to pan it left, you want to pan it right, you can click left click and right click, reset it, so you get. So these things are how it works. Then basically this is just the mixer, so you can send that much track. Even if you do 300 400 tracks, you can send them to here. You see, so we only worked with 7 sounds. So, and that's, let's see, 6 sounds. I'll move them here. So now let's start mixing. We want to work with our hi-hats first. So I'm going to switch off my kick, clap, rim, Vicpiano, and bass. So I'm going to play the hi-hats now. You see, so I want to make this hi-hat sound better. I think the hi-hat, it sound, the highs is too much. So what do I want to do? I'll go to an equalizer. There's an equalizer. This is parametric EQ. Mostly I use parametric EQ2 for this. So you click on parametric EQ2. You see, now when you come to EQ, there's something called equalizing 2. Equalizer, you know, if you're used to sound, you know there's equalizers too. So you have to balance your equalizer. So this is an equalizer. This is an equalizer. This is a graphic equalizer. They have parametric equalizer. Okay, this is a parametric equalizer, sorry. So this is it. I've loaded it on, this is channel, this is it, channel 2. If you click on channel 3, it's going to show empty here because I've not loaded anything. On channel 2 slot 1 I loaded something, so slot 2 to slot 10 is empty. So you can click, if you click this arrow here, you can go to replace, you can click none if you don't want it to be there anymore. If you want to add something, you click. So I added parametric EQ2. Now if I play it, it's going to show me, I like this equalizer, it shows me where the frequency is on any sound. So this is the sound and this is where the frequency, and I think the eyes are too much here, so I'm just going to reduce the eyes. So you see, I can play around this. This is just an equalizer, so I can play around this. I just click on it to cut down some of those eyes. You see, now if I cut it further, it's going to sound like this. I think I like this one too. If I raise it up, you see, so this now depends on your ear and your creativity to work. So this is where your creativity works. If you want to learn further mixing and mastering, you can send me a message, but I'll keep trying to update from time to time if I get more comments on this particular tutorial, and if you find it useful, I'll keep dropping tips. Like I told, the music production is large, so I want to make it a little bit like that. I think I like it like this. It's no more painful. At this point, it's also painful on my ear. You see? So now I want to make it like this. That it's no more painful anymore. There is more to this, but this is just it. So I think I like that. Then let me go for kick. I'll switch off this and I'm playing for kick. So now I go for equalizer again for my kick. Now it's not compulsory that you must put equalizer for every particular sound. If the sound sounds very okay for you and you feel there's no need for equalizer, it all depends on you. So you see, this is where the frequency is, this is where the frequency is. So I'm just going to cut out some eyes. I'm just going to cut out some eyes so that I can have some bass feel here. Then there's a little bit empty space here, so I'll drag this down. Then I'll do a little bit of some cut out and blow. I think I like it better, so you keep it sounding more better like this. I should cut out more eyes. Good. You see? So like this is okay. So let's play it with the hi-hats now. It's going to sound, wow, it's less painful and interesting. So now let's do for the clap. Okay, so let's see the frequency, where the frequency is on the clap. So it's much here, so it's a little bit still painful on my ears, so I'm going to cut. So let's cut here. Then let's also boost this area. Like I told you, there's more to this, but this is just a glimpse of how you mix your sound so that it sounds better. I'm mixing it right now. Okay, so good. So let me play the both of them to see. And I feel like you reduce it a little, so I'm reducing the volume here. Yeah. So let's go to rim. Let's go to rim and see. Okay, for the rim, I don't think I need any equalizer. It's okay. Let's go to Vicpiano. I don't really think I need an equalizer for Vicpiano too. It sounds well for me. So let's go for the bass. Okay, the bass, I'm just going to turn down the volume a little. So good, we have. So let's switch on everything and see how it sounds. Sounds better now. So right now this particular beat is mixed. It is mixed. Now when it's mixed, there's something called mastering. There's something called mastering. How do you master? Mastering is just the art of making a sound loud and clear. Mixing, loud and clear, loud. Mixing is the art of making a sound very clear. Mastering is now making it loud and clear. So you don't just master to make it noisy, you have to master and make sure that it's still clear. Now check your meter. This beat is low. For FL Studio, most times for FL Studio, oh, I don't know what just happened. I think my mouse malfunctioned or something. Okay, so for FL Studio, I was trying to say something. For FL Studio, you have to check. If it's not up to 0, then probably your beat is not loud enough. You'll see this line here. This is just under 0. It has to be there for it to have it. So what you want to do, let's do a very simple mastering. You can choose. If you come under here, you see. Let's use this plugin for mastering. Let's use Send. Fruity Send under Gain. Fruity Send for mastering. So you just click it. Fruity Send. Okay, let's just leave that one. Let's use another one. So what you do is just click this, click replace, then let's use parametric pan-o-matic on Gain here. Pan-o-matic. You click it, so it's going to load. So you see, this is a plugin, but this is an effect plugin. So that's why it's showing like this. So there's nothing like piano sound or whatever sound you have. So this is how it sounds. So you look at your meter. Then I loaded this on my master channel because it's master channel I'm working. I can't load it on this sound. Anything you load on master channel will affect every single thing. But if you want to work on sound individually, you just click on then you load the master channel you have there. So if I click on it, it's going to open. So this is my master channel and this is what I'm looking at. I want it to get to 0, so I'll just click on volume and I increase the volume for here and see. See, nice now. It's loud. Okay. So now you can say this particular instrumental is loud enough. But then there's a technique called limiter. When you use limiter, this limiter to make sure, this mixing and mastering technique, mixing and mastering is a very long topic on its own. So you can do what you want to do, but This is just it about mixing in FL Studio. You just have to load your sounds on the mixer. Then on the mixer, you assign whatever plugins you have here, effect plugins that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. For example, this is our clap. Let's make it solo. Now you see it's too dry. I want to make it have some kind of hall effect. I'm going to slot 2, slot 2, click on it. Then I go to reverb, reverb 2, fruity reverb 2, click on it. You see it's changed. Then I do some reduction here. Do this. Do this. You see? So what, I'm not going to use that. I'm just trying to tell you you can do a lot of crazy things with your mixer, with your effects plugin. Now let's say it's dry and I want to make it have some delays. So it's going to sound like this. You see? You see? So like this is crazy. So if you want to learn more about this, you can certainly miss it, but this can go a long way, especially if you're a beginner. You don't really have to bother about mixing yet. Try to get familiar with the FL Studio, and once you're good with making some beats, you can now start thinking of mixing and mastering the song. So for the meantime, let's quit. To quit, you just click here. So this is it, and this is what we have. Remember to save your side. Now we're going to burn out this file and you compare it with the first one we did. So you come to save. So this is the mixed and mastered file. You compare it to the first one we did that is not mixed and mastered. So you go to mp3, then now put FL Studio class mixed. You now put mixed in the same folder. Click save. You start. So now we're going to play it and we're going to compare the two and see which one sounds better, so that you get to know, because your ear is still might be really little and you might not know that, okay, this is the difference and sound in this, you know. Okay, good. So we quit FL Studio. Oh, okay, I think we saved that already. Then let's go to our file, documents. Then let's go to beats. Let's play the one that we did first. This is the one we did first. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, this is how it sounds. You see, so pay attention. This is the one we did first, not mixed, it's not mastered. Then now let me show you the one that is mixed and mastered now. So see the difference now. Let me drag this one. So you see? And let me play the mixed one. Okay, this is the FL. Let me play the mixed one. Wow. Well, for your ear, you may not actually see the difference, but there's a very big difference. Mixed one and mastered one is louder, and number two, it's more clearer. Louder is clearer, and the frequencies are there. So this mixing and mastering for FL Studio. So basically, let's go back to FL Studio again. Good. Our sounds have disappeared, so we just go to open. You know how we do this already. FL Studio class, you open, you will have everything you have there. You go to your playlist, it's still there, everything is there. This piano, drums, bass is there looking at you. So this is where we're going to stop today. So this is FL Studio, music production with FL Studio, music production with FL Studio. So let me know the question you have, so you can start creating other beats you want to create, any other beats you want to create, whatever thing you want to do, you can create as much as you want to create. So I used all this to create FL Studio. Now I'm going to play you a beat, and I'm going to play a beat, and that beat I did it with FL Studio. I'm trying to look for where I even saved the beat. Okay, this is it. So I created this with FL Studio. I've created a lot of beats with FL Studio that sounds really insane. Now do not forget that in doing beats, there's something called rolling. You can actually add your rolling, you can add interludes, you can add crazy things, you can add a lot of crazy things. So this is how it sounds. I'm just going to play this for you. You see all the plugins, all the sounds I use. If you come to the mixer, you see I moved all these guys to the mixer, and the rest I did the mixing. You come here, this was the first bit I played, this is what I used, and the rest you see. So this is just it. I moved everything. You see my playlist, this is my playlist. I created a lot of channels. I think I create a lot of patterns. I created up to pattern 14, and you see I was just putting them up here. So pattern 1, but you see them pattern 3, pattern 13. See, I had pattern 14. So different patterns I created, and I arranged all of them in this playlist to form this, and this is what they all formed to get the sound. So the sound I had, so this is it. I started from pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 4, pattern 5, pattern 6, pattern 7, pattern 8, pattern 9, pattern 10, pattern 11, pattern 14. So they all created the sound. So you see, that was what happened, and crazy. Now you can actually do something crazy on this to add this channel. Maybe when you're creating, well, just come here, add time mark, add 1. When you add 1, you can add the time marker there. So this is it. So this is everything about music production with FL Studio, and let's see how it goes. Let me know what you think about this. It's been a nice time. My name is Vicpiano. Don't forget, you can drop a message, contact me, send me the beats you've made, and how helpful this video was to you. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please subscribe, share this video, and drop a comment. Thanks.